My today's topic is about bacteriology section. In this, we will include Clostridia. In Clostridia, specifically Clostridium perfringens is the topic. So, what is the learning objectives in this Clostridium perfringens? Morphology and antigens of this Clostridium perfringens, pathogenesis and clinical features, appropriate lab diagnosis and interpretation of the results, and prevention and treatment of these bacterial diseases. Now, Clostridium perfringens is the type of anaerobes. So, we will see about anaerobes. Anaerobic bacteria, they do not have cytochrome system for oxygen metabolism and hence are unable to neutralize toxic oxygen metabolites. So, they are called as anaerobes. Classification of anaerobes. They are obligate anaerobes and aerotolerant anaerobes. In obligate anaerobes, they cannot tolerate O2, completely lack superoxide dimutase and catalase enzymes. They are necessary for this metabolism, oxygen metabolisms. Aerotolerant anaerobes, they do not utilize oxygen for their growth, but tolerate its presence. So they possess small amount of superoxide dimutase and peroxidase, but lack catalase enzyme. Some special requirements for the growth of anaerobes, which are that anaerobic conditions. These are some anaerobic conditions in which anaerobes are grown. They are McIntosh and Fields anaerobic jar, Gaspec system, enoxamet systems, anaerobic glow box, and pre-reduced anaerobically sterilized media, that is PRAS. Medium with low redox potentials by adding reducing substance. They are unsaturated fatty acid, ascorbic acid, glutathione, cysteine, glucose, sulfides and metallic ions. Now, Clostridium. Clostridiums are gram-positive bacilli having bulging spores. They are saprophytes found in soil, fresh water, marine water, decaying vegetations, animal matter and sewages. They are harbored in intestine of vertebrates and intervertebrates. Human pathogens of Clostridiums are Clostridium perfringens, they cause gas gangrene. Clostridium tetani cause disease tetanus. Clostridium botulinum cause botulism and Daphicalis. This organism causes pseudomembranous colitis. Now, spores of Clostridia. Spores of Clostridia are wider than the vegetative bacteria and swollen or spindle-shaped appearance of their spores. Most of the Clostridia bear subterminal spores except Clostridium barfurpuntus. They has a central and oval spores. Clostridium perfringens, they has subterminal and oval spores. Clostridium tetani has terminal and spherical shaped spores. They are also called as a drumstick appearance spores. Clostridium tertiarium, they has a tennis racket appearance spores. They are terminal and oval in shape. Figure shows some spores of Clostridia. Clostridium bifurmentus, they are oval and central spores. Oval and spores are appeared in a central side. Then subterminal spores, they are the Clostridium perfringens, oval and sides are subterminal. Then spherical and terminal spores, Clostridium tetani has this type of spores. Clostridium tertium has oval and terminal spores, figure shows in 4-chamber. Now, which are the cultivation method of Clostridium perfringens? Clostridiums are anaerobic organisms, so they grow well in common anaerobic media. This media is RCMM or Robertson-Cook meat media broth. It contains chopped meat particles, and in these particles glutathione and unsaturated fatty acids which take up oxygens. In this method, two types of species are identified, proteolytic and saccharolytics. In proteolytic species, it turns the meat black and produce foul odor. For example, for this proteolytic organisms are Clostridium tetani, Clostridium botulinum, A, B and F type. Whereas saccharolytic species, they turn the meat pink in color, and organism for the saccharolytic species are Clostridium perfringens, Clostridium difficile and Clostridium botulinum. They are the C, D and E types. Figure shows what I have explained before is Robertson-Cook media broth. A section shows uninoculated RCMM media. B section shows pink and turbid appearance of this media. In Clostridium perfringens, this type of appearance will be there. And in C section, black and turbid appearance of RCMM is occurred, and Clostridium tetanum has this type of changes occurs. Now we will see the Clostridium perfringens. Clostridium perfringens, which was previously named as a Clostridium welchi, commensal in human animals, large intestine and environmental saprophytes. It is capsulated organism. Motility is non-motile, and in gram stain it will seem like a gram-positive bacilli. So it is capsulated non-motile gram-positive bacillus. Subterminal bulging spores are there, whereas no spores in tissue or in culture media, especially the gas gangrene strains. Invasive and toxigenics. So we will see the Clostridium perfringens classifications of major toxin produced by that. They are the A, B, C, D and E type. Type A, major toxin produced is alpha toxin. This is caused by type A is gas gangrene and food poisoning. Then type B. Type B contains alpha, beta and epsilons. This is caused by this type B is lamb dysentery. Then type C. Major toxin produced by type C are alpha and beta, and this is caused by this type C toxin is Enteritis necroticans in humans specifically. Type D, alpha and epsilon. This is caused by this type D toxin is enterotoxemia and pulpy kidney disease in sheep. Type E, major toxin produced by type E is alpha and iota, and this is caused by this type E Clostridium perfringens toxin is Pathogen of sheep and cattle, possibly. Now, clinical manifestations of disease caused by Clostridium perfringens. Mostly polymicrobial involving other Clostridia species. Clostridial wound infections. Classification according to the McLennan. They are simple wound contamination, anaerobic cellulitis and anaerobic myositis. In simple wound contaminations, wound surface contamination without invasion of underlying tissue as occurs in the absence of devitalized tissue. So it is called as a simple type of wound contaminations. Then anaerobic cellulitis, as name suggests, it involves facial plane with minimal toxin release without muscle invasion. Anaerobic myositis, it is named as a gas gangrene. Muscle invasion occurs which lead to gas in the muscle compartment with abundant toxin release. Food poisoning, Clostridium perfringens type A enterotoxin seen in improperly cooked contaminated meat, and diagnosis is done by detecting of enterotoxin in feces by enzyme immunoassay. Then enteritis necroticans. Other name of this enteritis necroticans are gas gangrene of the bowel, big bell or membrane. It is life-threatening condition. It causes ischemic necrosis of the jejunum and gas in the tissue plane. It is caused by Clostridium perfringens type Clostridia strains, C strain, and producing B toxins. Then necrotizing enterocolitis. It is associated with Clostridium perfringens type A. Then other infection of enteric diseases are gangrenous appendicitis, infection of appendix with gangrene. Other infections are bacteremia, Clostridium perfringens followed by Clostridium tertium and Clostridium septicum. Skin and soft tissue infections are occurred by types like Clostridium perfringens, Clostridium histolyticum, Clostridium septicum, Clostridium neuvii and Clostridium sordei. Endometritis leading to toxic shock, and it is caused by type Clostridium sordei. Other infections are brain abscess and meningitis. Panophthalmitis is due to the Clostridium sordei and Clostridium perfringens. Now, major disease caused by the Clostridium perfringens is gas gangrene, and we will see about this gas gangrene. It is the rapidly spreading edematous myonecrosis. Myonecrosis is the infection of muscles by necrotic tissue in association with severely crushed wound contaminated with pathogenic Clostridia, particularly with the perfringens. It is called as the gas gangrene. Which are the etiological agents for this gas gangrene? It is caused by the Clostridium perfringens most commonly, but always it is with other organisms. So it is always by polymicrobial. Established agents that are the 60% Clostridium perfringens, Clostridium neuvii and Clostridium septicums are 20 to 40%. Probable agents that can be caused gas gangrene and less commonly implicated are Clostridium histolyticum, Clostridium falix, Clostridium sporogens, Clostridium bifurcagens, Clostridium sordei, Aerophotadium and tertium. These all are the types of Clostridia. Pathogenesis. In anaerobic environment, crushing injury of the muscles, open fracture of long bones, foreign bodies, devitalized tissues that cause interruption in the blood supplies and tissue ischemia occurs. Contamination of wound with Clostridial spores present in the soil or clothes during war or road traffic accidents. Non-traumatic gas gangrene, it is rare and caused via hematogenous swelling of normal muscle with bovale Clostridia. For example, colonic malignancy. Which are the virulence factor mediating this gas gangrene diseases? Toxin produced by Clostridium perfringens, that are the alpha toxins, phospholipase C and sphingomyelinase activities cause aggregation of platelets and neutrophils in the blood vessels, causing occlusions. Alpha toxin directly suppresses myocardial contractility and cause reduction in the cardiac output, and hypotension will be occurred. Theta toxin, it is marked vasodilation by activating mediators like prostacyclin, platelet activating factors. Figure shows gas gangrene in legs, reddish, brownish in appearance, crepitus will be there, gas will be appear. Clinical manifestation of gas gangrene, incubation period 10 hours to 7 days depending upon the nature of injury, amount of wound contamination and type of Clostridial species involved. Clinical manifestations are mortality rate is 50%, excruciating local pain will be occurred and it will be sudden in the time taking, and foul smelling, thin serosanguous discharges. Crepitus will be there in the muscle planes with gas bubbles, brownie edema and induration occurs. It will lead to gangrene and liquefaction. Shock and organ failure is the last sign symptoms. Laboratory diagnosis of gas gangrene. Treatment to be started early and based on the clinical diagnosis. Laboratory diagnosis has a role only for confirmation of the clinical diagnosis and species identifications. Which are the specimen we can collect for the laboratory diagnosis of gas gangrene are: ideal sample is necrotic tissue, muscle fragment and exudate from deeper part of the wound. Blood culture, if bacteremia is suspected, then swabs rubbed over the wound surface or soaked in exudates are not satisfactory samples. Transport immediately in RCMM media, that is Robertson-Cook media. If we see in direct microscopy, figure shows which type of figure we can see is absence of neutrophils is the characteristic feature. Bacilli are seen thick, stubby, boxcar shaped, gram-positive bacilli without spores. They are the Clostridium perfringens. Spore-bearing gram-positive bacilli suggest other Clostridium species. If citron bodies will be appeared, then organism is Clostridium septicums. Large rods with oval subterminal spores, then species is Clostridium novae. Other test is double zone hemolysis on blood agar. inner narrow zone of complete hemolysis occurs due to theta toxins. It is surrounded by much wider zone of incomplete hemolysis due to the alpha toxins. Third one is the Naegler's reactions. Lecithinase activity of a toxin will be seen. Opalescence surrounded by a strict line, it is seen in here, on egg yolk agar or media containing 20% human serum. Opalescence inhibited by anti-alpha toxin if added in the media. Test will be positive in Clostridium perfringens, Clostridium bifermentis, Clostridium barathi and Clostridium sardeli. Now reverse chem test in Clostridium perfringens test. Clostridium perfringens is streaked over the center of the blood agar plate and Streptococcus agalexia is streaked perpendicular to it. Clostridium perfringens is here and perpendicular to it Streptococcus agalexia. Presence of enhanced zone of hemolysis. It is arrow shaped, pointing towards each other, indicate the test is positive. Other tests, they are the heat tolerance test. Clostridium perfringens can grow when RCM growth is incubated at 45 degrees centigrade for 4 hours to 6 hours. This differentiates it from other organisms in the specimens. Litmus milk test. Clostridium perfringens produces Stromme clot reactions due to fermentation of lactose producing acid and vigorous gas. After this infection, which is the treatment for gas gangrene? First one is early surgical and debridement is the most crucial step. All devitalized tissue widely resected. Closure of wound is delayed for 5 to 6 days until the sites are free from infections. Some antibiotics, they are the combination of penicillin and clindamycin is recommended for 10 to 14 days. Hyperbaric oxygen, it may kill the obligate anaerobes. They are Clostridia species such as Clostridium perfringens has no effect on aero-tolerant Clostridia, that is Clostridium septicum. Passive immunization with anti-alpha toxin antiserum will be given. Now common treatment of anaerobic infections are common antibiotics used. In this anaerobic infections are metronidazole, carbapenems like imipenem, beta-lactam or beta-lactamase inhibitor combinations, ampicillin or sulbactam. Chloramphenicol. Choice of antibiotics depends on the site of infections, type of anaerobes involved and susceptibility to the antibiotics. Antimicrobial resistance in anaerobic bacteria is an increasing problem nowadays. Thank you.